I know, it's about that time of the year when everyone wants to own a Google Pixel again. SES, the developer preview for Android 12, is out now, and here's what you should expect. There's a new patent from Apple hinting that we might get a smarter solution to get rid of the notch, or at least we hope. And speaking of Apple products coming hopefully soon, it looks like Cupertino is teaming up with LG to work on a new foldable. I'm Jaime Rivera, and yes, Google Pixels might not be flagships right now, but software updates, man. This is Pocketnow Daily. And you know the way it goes. The official news today begin with deals. Starting with the new M1 MacBook Pro, Amazon currently has the entry-level model for $100 off, meaning it'll cost you $1,200, but you have to go for the silver variant, as space gray is just $75 off. Actually, watch my video as to why the silver is my favorite. However, if you go for the 512 GB storage variant, both of these are $100 off. If you're looking for a desktop, then the M1 Mac Mini is a cool $69 off, leaving it at $600, though the discount is applied at checkout. Amazon also has the OnePlus 8T, which is a pretty solid phone for $60 off, leaving it at $689. Now, if you're looking for a new monitor, my favorite, LG's UltraFine Ergo display, which I adore, is $53 off, leaving it at $645. It's a 4K monitor, and I actually think that the discount is bigger because that monitor was actually more expensive than that. Finally, the 11-inch iPad Pro is also $50 off, leaving the Wi-Fi and cellular and 256 GB of storage model for $999 shipped. We have more deals on Samsung's Galaxy S21 series with trade-in deals, other LG monitors, Alienware laptops, and more in the description. Let's move the spotlight onto Huawei, as we know that the P series isn't the only thing that we're waiting on. For the past couple of weeks, the company has been heavily teasing their Mate X2, which is set to launch on February 22nd in China, of course. Now, we have a new teaser image from the company that kind of shows a clock with the phone being the hands, and you can definitely tell that this is an inwards folding display, meaning it'll look pretty much like the Galaxy Z Fold 2, unlike what we got with the Mate X and the Mate XS. According to the leaks, the Mate X2 will feature a 6.45-inch outer display along with an 8-inch main display. When it comes to the cameras, we should expect a quad camera setup at the back, 50 megapixel primary, and then 16, 12, and 8 megapixel shooters to go along. Apparently there is no selfie camera on the main display inside, but there's a dual one on the outer cover. Kind of makes sense. This phone will be powered by the Kirin 9000 with a 4400 mAh battery. Now, we'll see what the company announces. I mean, it looks interesting. We just hope we get it on this side of the pond with Google Play services and probably some drinks in tow. Now let's move on to Cupertino for a couple of segments, beginning with their foldable, which has been getting a lot of traction lately. We're expecting this phone to launch sometime during 2023 or later, but it looks like Apple is heavily invested in it already. According to a new report from Digitimes, Apple is getting some help from LG to develop the foldable display. Now, this doesn't mean that LG will be supplying the panels, as we know that Apple's main OLED supplier is Samsung, and according to previous rumors, they will be the ones supplying these flexible panels, and they have already sent them for multiple samples and testing. The report claims that LG would be assisting Apple in these developments without specifying on what their role would be exactly. If you haven't been watching lately, we're expecting an iPhone Flip to compete with the Razr and the Z Flip by bringing a clamshell design. Some sources claim that we should expect the 7-inch panel with Apple Pencil support, but according to sources like Prosser, we'll be getting several bright color variants to market it more towards a youthful audience. So yeah, we're still very far, and I wonder what the price tag is, if that's the purpose or the market demographic that they're looking for. Moving on, let's talk Apple once again, but this time we're focusing on iPhones and Face ID, which is currently useless until you get iOS 14.5 and have an Apple Watch. Now we know that Apple has been working on finding ways to put Face ID under the display because we know that's where the industry is going. We have a new patent where Apple is looking at including photo detectors integrated into thin film transistor backplanes. I know, that was a handful, but basically what they're saying is that even as the display presents images, they can simultaneously include sensors that detect a different range of environments. These sensors would be variously configured as a biometric sensor, camera, or depth sensor, probably being used to generate images, depth maps, or even video clips according to the patent. However, most of the patent is concerned with how this photo detector can be included within the display. So yeah, bottom line, the patent mentions that you would be looking at the display with the camera under the display, looking right back at you without making the phone thicker and giving you full Face ID functionality. And like we said yesterday, this is just a patent. It could either happen or not. I just wish these patent guys would make their stuff easier to read. But anyways, we'll keep you posted and see if it's going in that direction. But hey, getting a smaller notch is something. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk Google and Android 12, as yes, it is finally that time of the year again. Like the case last year, Google just launched a developer preview for Android 12, and of course, it is currently limited to Pixels. Apparently, for this preview, Google is focusing on new tools for giving great experiences to users. Obviously, some of the features include smoother transitions in the operating system, a new design and layout for notifications. Alerts are getting tweaked to open faster, switching away from older notifications. Finally, it'll now be easier to paste images, videos, and other content from the clipboard or keyboard. Again, finally. They're also adding native AVIF and HEVC support, and we even hear of an immersive video mode playback. And Google's also tweaking audio, meaning new apps can have haptic corresponding to the audio playback, giving you better experiences when gaming, custom vibrations for context, and more. Now, probably the biggest changes we're expecting here go in the lines of privacy. Now, letting you know if your camera or microphone are being used, and then toggles to turn these off, on, or more, kind of like to match Apple, but I actually feel that it's better in certain ways. Of course, this is just generalized features, and we should know more of what will happen with the preview or not, if all the features will get launched or not, because that's a common thing for Google to do. So let us know in the comments down below, what do you think about Android 12? Because in my case, I like everything so far, but expect more content coming soon as we start testing, and let's hope Google doesn't remove things over time. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram. And follow me on my personal handles to see me fire up the Pixel 4a, 5G, or I don't know. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.